learned a lot of state law, so he was like the jailhouse attorney. So when I was in Kentucky, he seen me there, and he automatically like, listen, man, I'm gonna help you get that life sentence off, man. So I'm like, well, how we gonna do it? He was like, we're not gonna attack the federal sentence. He said, we're gonna go after one of them state priors. Now, if I can get one of the state priors that you had that they used to enhance you, if I can get one of those off or get them open, then we can go in, we can attack the prior. So we did some paperwork and we submitted a belated 3850. It was a habeas corpus to ask for. It was a, what was the name of it? Something versus state. It was a law that was out right then in the state that if your lawyer didn't file a belated appeal in your behalf by any reason, that you can go back, then the courts will grant you. It was Florida versus Williams.
Okay.
And that was it. Florida versus Williams, and it allowed you to go back and file a habeas corpus saying that your attorney was ineffective and he didn't file your belated appeal. And we filed that, and I guess they granted it. It's like, he was like, bro, they ain't never granted like that, but I guess they seen that I was in federal prison.
Right.
And that I couldn't come back, so they just automatically granted.
Right.
So, because it was like, I guess we're like, okay, we'll grant it just to give them some hope, but they ain't gonna be able to beat it.
Right.
So they granted it. So we went to work. He typed up everything, fought the case. We did an affidavit on somebody that was in there with us, and they were saying that the weed was theirs. So we were saying that I was actually innocent of the case.
Right.
Boom, we fought that. This is we started in 07, as soon as I went in. It wasn't until 2016 that they granted the motion, because my old lawyer that I used for the state case, the little weed prior, she had become a judge. So no other lawyers in Tallahassee would ever go against her.
Right.
Because she a judge now. So it was like a big mess. Every time they scheduled a court date in the state for me to come back, because I was at Coleman, I was in the pen, the warden told them they weren't gonna let me out of custody. So it's supposed to have been a telephonic hearing. When every time we get ready to telephonic hearing, the judge, which was my lawyer back in the day, canceled. So the lawyer, the public defender that they gave me, he was like, listen, I'm just gonna file for a dismissal. He was like, I'm gonna go to the state prosecutor and I'm gonna tell her, like, look, man, the man got a life sentence. You can take this prior off or drop it to a lesser offense, and it'll give him some play. He was like, it's just a weed case. It's nothing real. You know, we can't get the lawyer here. It's been going on 8 years. We've been trying to get the judge to come, because she got to be set on the bench, and they got to cross-examine her. You know what I mean? Because she was a lawyer back then.
Right.
He was like, she's not gonna come. So the state prosecutor said, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop it to a misdemeanor, and I'm gonna set it up where they can't use it for an enhancement. So they vacated and dropped it to a misdemeanor and gave me time served for it. And it killed the life sentence right then. So now I had to go back I had to take that paperwork. This happened in 2016 in the beginning. In January, I filed the 2255 in the federal court and sent the paperwork in that the prior that they had used to enhance me had been vacated. And when I sent it in, the prosecutor was still mad because I didn't tell, and was like, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drop it to 20 years, because now you got one prior. Remember I told you 2 priors life, 1 prior a minimum mandatory 20 years. So they dropped me down to 20. At the same time, when they dropped me down to 20, the clemency was coming in, so I had did the clemency as well.
Hold on now, they dropped it down to 20, but They didn't take the 851 off?
They wouldn't take the 851 off. And I had Mark O'Brien.
That was my attorney.
Yeah. I had Mark O'Brien. Mark O'Brien had a chick that's up under him named Rachel Bushy.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel did the 3850. I mean the 2255 for me. So Mark got involved. He was like, "Listen, man, this ain't right." He was like, "Why you can't take the 851 off?" Because Eric Holder had just sent out a memo stating that nobody that was tied to a cartel or any bodily image, a non-violent drug offender, the 851 should be removed from it, and not to give it out. So the state attorney played it real slick and was like, the federal prosecutor played it real slick and was like, "Look, I went and found the old case and saying that we don't have to bring him back because none of the revisions apply to him. So if we don't bring him back, we're not gonna re-sentence him. So if we re-sentence him, then we have to apply. We can't put the 851."
Right.
So what she just changed it.
So she just
changed it. Like, this nasty, bro. I'm talking about Mark O'Brien went to her boss, wrote a letter to her boss and explained, like, "Listen, this guy been down like 10 years. He got a prior, 2 weed priors. He a non-violent drug offender. Eric Holder issued a memorandum for everybody to honor." He was like, "Just bring him back and take the 851 off him." Because they knew if they take the 851 off, I walk out the door.
Right, you'll just get 10 years.
Yeah, I just get 10 years. No. Kept me at 20. So I did the clemency and put all that in the clemency with the clemency attorney. And that's how I ended up getting the clemency. Same thing in 2016. So like 4 months after I got dropped down from life to 20, 4 months later, I ended up getting the clemency.
So basically you did your whole bid fighting.
The whole bid fighting. In the law library the law library opened up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'm there at 7 o'clock.
First move,
I'm there. I leave for lunch. I come back after lunch. Every day. Only day I didn't go on Sunday. That's the only day I didn't go. But Monday through Saturday, I was in the law library, and it closed early on Saturday. I'm in there every day fighting.
So you didn't do a lot. You did a little working out?
Yeah, I did working out in the morning. Like we got up in the morning like at 6. So I
5-minute move.
Yep, 5-minute move. Go out the first 5-minute move, work out for an hour, come back in, take a shower, and go to the law library.
And you're in there all day?
All day. Until after 5. After 5 o'clock, that move, I come out and I play some handball or basketball. I just did some cardio. That's my way of doing the cardio. But that's what I did for 10 years straight. Focus.
You met a lot of good brothers inside that law library.
A lot of good brothers inside the law library, man. A lot of good brothers, man. In 2010, I was in Kentucky. We got into it. It was Florida against DC. It was a real big thing going on, and I ended up getting stabbed, and I ended up stabbing a couple dudes from DC, and they shipped us to Coleman. That's how I ended up getting to Coleman. Because I was up there for the longest, staying out the way, no trouble, trying to come back here. So they telling me that, well, give me another year, go and get your GED. And when I got the GED, they still won't ship me. Well, we can't do a transfer from pen to pen. I'm like, man, I'm not from up here. I need to go home so I can be close to my family. I don't even know why they sent me way up there in the first place. You know
where they send you at again?
They sent me to Macquarie.
In Kentucky?
In Kentucky, yeah.
Okay.
They sent me way up there. So then once.
So boom, hold on this. So boom, you get your life sentence. Now you finna take the ride. Did you had to go? You went through Atlanta?
I had to go through Atlanta.
This your first time on Cornell?
First time on Cornell. Like when I get to Atlanta, it's like, and then they put me on diesel therapy. Because I had my appeal. I was supposed to put the appeal in. My lawyer, he removed himself from the case. And so I was supposed to be in Kentucky. They put me on diesel therapy. It took me 3 months to get to Kentucky.
Now, so what they had you traveling at all this time?
They moved me from here. They had me getting ready to go from Pinellas. They sent me to Orlando.
Okay.
I was in Orlando. Then they sent me to Seminole County.
Oh, hold on. You went to Seminole County? You went to the jail in Seminole County?
The county jail in Seminole County.
Man, tell them what that jail like.
Man, listen, that is like a redneck jail, man. They don't, man. Then they had, listen, when they bought me there, because it was me and another dude from Tampa named Cody Boy.
Mm-hmm.
They bought, and he was like, I'm going to Kentucky too. But he was like, bro, what's going on? Because he signed a plea.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, bro, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Because he was like, bro, they must got you on diesel therapy. Because, bro, we everywhere. Everywhere I go,